Hello everyone, hey, this is Fruity here back with another How to Play. Today we're going to be looking at how to play the game Trash Pandas, which is from Game Right. It's a raucous raccoon card game, 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up it says. And I think it's pretty cool. And I got this from Amazon, in case you're interested. You can find this pretty much anywhere. And Trash is treasure, it says. Basically, you're trying to collect, I guess, different types of cards from trash cans. And there's a push your luck aspect where you're trying to push your luck to acquire more cards from the trash. But you have to stash them in order for them to score at the end of the game. Then when the deck runs out, the game ends, everyone reveals their stashed cards and they score points based on who has the visibility for each card type. So essentially, push your luck type of a game. And you got the cards, which are good quality limited finish, and they got all sorts of different special cards, including the Kitty and the Blammo and the Pie. Yeah. Yum Yum, shiny. There's also a card mixed up in here. I believe that's separating these for a reason, potentially. So I'll put that to the side. You do get this nice card that holds you different things. So you got this dice that has different symbols on it. 2 trash cans and lets you draw up to 2 cards. The 2 trees lets you stash up to 2 cards. This one that's a tree and a trash can lets you draw or stash 1 card. Draw 1 or stash 1. The this right here, hand grabbing a bag, lets you steal 1 random card from a player's hand. Gimme. And this recycling one, yes, it's a recycling logo, lets you, it's a wow that lets you exchange for a remaining token. Because what you're going to do is you're going to roll the die, and it lands on that one, so I'm going to put that one down. Now I can roll again. It lands on that one, okay? Now I can roll again. It lands on trash. I can do that. And you can keep rolling, and it landed on the trash cans. So at this point, I would bust, and that would be my turn, basically. But if I had stopped, I can do all of these actions. And you got up to 6 actions, and I believe we've covered them all except for this one. A little raccoon eyes. It lets you draw 1 card. Other players may stash that item 1 face up, draw 1 for each stash. So if other players decide to stash that card, they then get to draw a new card to replace it. So you got to be careful when you do that, because if you do that one, you know, let's say I stashed a feast. A feast. Let's say I stashed that for whatever reason. Now every other, or what is it again? Let's say I draw this card. Now every other player can stash that card if they want. If you get this one. And these, by the way, are little wooden tokens. This is very nice, and this is just a regular die. Almost regular. And it would have been nice to have one of these for each player instead of this one double-sided. But it is what it is. So whoever took out the trash is the first player to start. You get a shuffle deck and deal out cards face down. Based on turn order. Which I'll get to in a bit. And the cards will have different things going on with them. This one lets you steal a stashed card from a player, and then it's worth points later on. The Yum Yum, and this also tells you there's 3 of those. There's 5 of the Yum Yums. Force a player to continue rolling. So even if they decide to stop because they haven't busted, You play this card. No, keep going. Keep going. Pie lets you resolve a token twice. Reroll your last die, 1 point per blammo stashed. Ignore your last roll and choose to stop. So if you bust, you can say, you know what, I'm going to play this card. Forget that last roll, and you get to take the rest. Take a card from the discard pile. Etc., etc. The dog will block a steal attempt and draw 2 cards. So somebody tries to steal from you, you can play that card. There's only 3 of them. And then you get to block them, and you draw 2 cards. So yeah, and then there's the kitty. There's only 2 of those. If a player tries to steal from you, you steal from them instead. So, fun stuff. So let's look at this a bit better. So we're going to set up these tokens here in the middle in some kind of an order. And put the die here. Now I'm going to deal out the cards. Honestly, don't know why these were separate, but they're not going to be separate anymore. And I'm going to deal them out in an interesting fashion. Not everybody's going to have the same amount of cards. The first player is going to get 3 cards. The second player is going to get 4 cards. Third player is going to get 5 cards. And the fourth player is going to get 6 cards. Now, maybe you want to deal one at a time, but we'll just do it like that for now. And this is going to be the trash can. The draw pile is the trash can. So whereas the fewest cards will start the game, and then you're going to pass to the left. And what you're going to do simply, and look at his cards, he's got a couple of feasts and a doggo. He's going to roll the die, and it lands on this one. So he's going to take that, roll again, recycling. The trees, that wasn't the best roll, but you know, he decides he's going to stop there. He's not going to risk it. Now somebody else, if they have a card that lets them force a player to continue rolling, they can do that. They don't seem, I don't see those. Okay, there is this one here, the Yum Yum, if we wanted to do that. But we're not gonna. We'll just leave it. So, his accent again. He gets to steal a random card from a player's hand. So let's say, you know, this guy has a lot of cards, so he's going to take a random card. It's the pie. That's that one resolved. The recycling one, he gets to exchange for a remaining token. So it said this one, say he does this one. So now he gets to draw up to 2 cards because of the trash cans. And then at the trees, he gets to stash up to 2 cards. So let's say he stashes let's say he stashes these 2 pies. And these are in his stash, and then this can go back. And then his turn ends. And the next person's going to go, and it's going to be the same thing. They're going to roll the die. They're trash cans. Roll again. It's a mask. They keep going. It's the recycling. They keep going. And it's that. And let's go again. And it's the recycling. They busted because they hit say one again. They do not. You're not going to use the blammo. They get the reroll of a dice, and it lands on the same thing. Let's just stop. So that ends his turn. You're going to keep going around a table like this, rolling the dice. I kind of like this aspect, rolling the dice, getting these tokens, and then if you get the same one again, you bust. It's got this good press your luck aspect to it. It's got set collecting. Of sorts, and yeah, you get the stash cards if you want, if you can. Now, I should mention, if you bust, you get a consolation prize. You get to draw one card from the trash. So he gets another blammo. So he played one, he gets another one back. So now it goes to the next player's turn, and you're going to do the same thing. So if you bust, you do get to draw one card as a consolation prize. Now, if you happen to get all 6 of these, you get a bonus turn. You get to resolve all those tokens, and then you get to roll again a maximum of 3 times. So I should not keep going and going and going just in case that happens. I apologize for the noisy motorcycle. I don't even know why there's still motorcycles at this point. It's pretty cold outside. Yeah, you can only collect a maximum of 3 tokens if you get all 6 for your do-over, for your second turn. And you can always resolve your tokens in any order you want. It doesn't have to be specific to how you capture them. So, maybe you want to draw cards first and then stash them later. Or maybe you want to steal cards and draw cards, see what you get, and then stash a card, for instance. Now, I didn't explain very well, but if you get this one, you're going to draw the top card from the trash can, reveal it to the other players. Then you're going to add it to your hand. And then other players can stash that card, one of those, if they have a card. So this guy doesn't have a blammo, so he can't stash one. This guy does have a blammo, so he decides, you know what, I'll stash that. And then this guy, yeah, you know what, I'm going to stash one of my blammos as well. Although I don't think the blammo actually has any point value. Of course, this one lets you steal a card from another player, which we did, a random card. Without looking at it, that's this kind of thief one. Obviously, the trash cans let you draw up to 2 cards. You don't have to take 2, you can take 1 if you want. And this one lets you stash up to 2 cards. And this one, of course, you draw 1 card or stash 1 card. Pretty self-explanatory. Once the last trash can card is drawn, the current player finishes their turn and the game ends. Everyone discards any cards remaining in their hands and then reveal their stashed cards and sort them by type and score up the points. Whoever has the most yeah, won't go through that. Some of these cards, they don't have any point values, but I can tell. Now, you do get 1 point for each blammo that gets stashed. So, you get 1 point for each of these. I don't believe you get any points for the doggos. The feasts, you get 5 points for having the most, 3 for the second most, 1 for the third most. Kind of the same thing for the umpai, 6 for the most, 2 for second most, 1 for the third most. Nanners is 7 for the most, but nobody else gets anything. So whoever has the most nanners gets 7 points. Everyone else gets 0. The shiny, kind of the same thing. Whoever has the most, there's only 3 of these. Whoever has the most is going to get 3 points. Everyone else gets 0. The Blammo, by the way, is 13 of those. It tells you there how many there are. The kit has 2. Some of them, obviously, you don't get points, so there's no real point in stashing them, and there's definitely way more use using them. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool game. I like the press your luck mechanic. I like press your luck games. And it's got a bit of set collecting and whatnot. The artwork is pretty interesting. Kind of gross. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll see you next time with more. Thanks for watching.